Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Robcast, Revenge of the Nerd podcast, Portfolio Review Edition. I am Rob Sacchetto, and I am the inventor of zombie portraits. Today, we will be looking at a really interesting artist by the name of Gaurav Saini. And his handle on Instagram is Gaurav Inc. And he's got some really cool stuff going on. So let's check it out. Let's see. He's got 275 posts. So there might be quite a bit of stuff. He's kind of more of a designy guy. He's got some designy sort of art. There's like stippling, cross-hatching, inking, stuff like that. It's mostly design oriented stuff, but it's very, very interesting. Here's a piece here. I'm gonna try to find a sweet spot that I can. It's such a chore to find a perfect spot to like showcase everything, like with one camera angle here, but I'm gonna try. So this, as you can see here, he's got some almost graffiti-esque looking work, some very incredible line, like very, very good line work, very consistent. There's that. There's this using color, shape, a centralized image. Yeah, that's also very, very good. I love that. I'm gonna try to. I'm sorry, guys. This is such a battle. Again, trying to find a good area to sort of. Maybe that's good. Maybe that angle. I don't know. I really want to get in close and actually see the work. It's just very difficult to do so. Unless I'm holding it up by hand, but then there might be a little bit of shaking. I mean, I am only human. So that, again, we're looking at this. This is great. Like, this is really good stuff. Like symbolism, the line work is very tight, very consistent. So that's very cool. I like that. It's very hard to critique this in a general sense, but I'll tell you one thing. Like this, we're on Instagram right now, right? So, like this thing where people like break stuff up into like all these boxes, I hate that. That has nothing to do with the art itself. It's just the way like people do that. Everybody does it, and I really hate it because you only see parts of it when you're scrolling through, and maybe it works on a tablet or a phone or something, but I dislike it. And it takes up tons of space, right? So anyway, here's another piece. Again, like some use of color in there. I like the design. The imagery is really great. It's very tight, and I like the fact that he knows. He looks like he really knows his medium well, and that's a huge plus. Again, like there's stuff like this where it's like it's pattern, it's line work, there's a little bit of color in there. He really knows his medium well. I love that. I love that sort of sky-ish sort of color up there. Lots of hatching and rendering and stuff like that. let's scroll down and see. Yeah, there's another piece. Very cool. Again, like these are very, they're hard. They're hard to. It's difficult to critique it. On a level that is, going to improve the art as it is. I would if anything, I would suggest, because it looks like his stuff is very similar. It's well done. It's very well done. There's no question about that. That's very cool. Very designy. Very, very. It's breathtaking. I'm not sure what the size is of these. Hopefully they're pretty big, because that would just add to the spectacle of it. But again, there's these giant pieces. They look giant anyway. Hopefully they are. I don't see in the description what the sizes are, but that's okay. But again, a lot of them are very similar. They're very similar in style and in their central image. None of them really break that sort of idea. So I would experiment with that. Here we've got something that's okay. So he's got a skull there, and the skull is not bad. What I love about this, what I love about this skull is, hopefully you can see it, guys. The way he's using pointillism, it might be a bit blurry there. I'm not sure. The way he's using pointillism there is the correct way to use pointillism. Pointillism is used to create tone, and if you're not, and texture, but mostly tone. And if you're not going to use pointillism to create a good, even tone, you're not using it right, man. You got to use it right. And a lot of people use pointillism, and they kind of get really sloppy with it. They're not consistent with it. So that's very well done in terms of the use of pointillism. Pointillism is like little dots, and they're more concentrated as it gets darker, and less concentrated as it gets lighter, as the surface gets lighter. With something like this, I can actually, critique it and say, maybe use better reference for the skull, work on that, but with designy things, yeah, you can see it here a little better. You can see it there a little better. And the pointillism is done very well. That's very well done. It's very stylistic, and if you're going to stick to stylistic, then that's cool. But again, even if you're being stylistic, you have to really know what that thing looks like in order to style it up and use your own style. So, but a lot of really cool stuff. I'm not sure if it's kind of unclear whether he's using reverse. It's the image is reversed, he's colorized it. I'm not sure, or if it's actually like that, drawn like that. So either way, it's still interesting. Again, I don't like the big, these big pieces like that where, he's got 3, 6, 9, probably 12 panels to show the thing. I never liked that on Instagram. It's not great. You're taking up tons of room. Plus, if somebody's scrolling through their regular feed and they see all these parts, it's it's hard to get through. So, here's a sort of a starry night sky. By the looks of it, very, very cool. Very, very well done with the pointillism. There's an artist by the name of Virgil Finlay, who is primarily an illustrator, an amazing illustrator, a science fiction illustrator primarily, and very, very reminiscent of that style of pointillism and that use of shape to create really cool, designs and stuff. I really love that. That's awesome. Very well done. Like the concentration. Hopefully you guys can see that the concentration of the dots. That's really, really true and good use of pointillism. Like really good, because it's consistent and it actually creates tone. Like the higher the concentration of the points or dots, the darker, or in this case lighter, because it's kind of reversed, the shape, the surface. So very cool. Oh, this one is 18 by 26. See, that's awesome. I see now that he's got the size of it in there. Maybe he had the size somewhere in their other ones, but I didn't see it. But 18 by 26, that's huge, man. And he hasn't written down what he's used to do that, but either way, kudos. That's very cool. Very, very well done. Yeah, here's another one where he uses that 12 panel thing. Yeah, so I think he's gonna keep doing that in here. But that's a pet peeve of mine more than that's not like an art critique. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know how people feel about that. For other artists to do it, to break up their images like this on Instagram, but it's not an actual art critique. It's more of a pet peeve of mine. But sometimes I get it. It's like in this case, it kind of helps a little bit to show the image in more detail and stuff. Because I get it on Instagram. Like you have a very limited space, and you only see the thing for so big, and a piece like this that's so detailed and stuff. I get it. You get to see it like that, but it doesn't work for everything, man. It doesn't work for everything. And sometimes it's a little redundant. Like, did we really need to see this and like, did we really need to see this panel and this panel, or this panel and this panel that big? No, they're kind of the same. Like, this is really the only thing we needed to see, and that could have been cropped and shown, type of thing. But anyway, that's more of a me thing. But again, some really cool pointillism in there, nice even tone, and then when he needs to get into some light and dark differentiation, he's got that in there too. So that's kind of good. Maybe I'll blow that up a bit. Yeah, so you can see that a little bit more. Yeah, that's a really good use of pointillism. And he's got, by the looks of it, there's some sort of like a affected color behind there. Yeah, so that's really cool. Here's some, like, I guess by the looks of it, some process stuff. So I'm not gonna watch it here for you guys. You guys can watch it. I always suggest that you go to the people's work in question and check out their stuff. And follow them, man. Like, it's awesome. Like, it looks like this is like a reversal. So maybe I was right before about that reversal shot, because that's the positive, that's the negative, and his work works well as a negative too in some of these really cool ink shots. So beautiful use of ink and tone and shapes and line. Very, very, very cool, man. Very well done. And I mean, I'm doing a critique on this, and I'm saying this is very technically very, very well done. He's using his own language, his own ink language, to describe a lot of these shapes and everything, and that's fine. Like, it makes it hard to critique on a level like I usually do, because it's its own thing. Like, he's created his own sort of thing. But here's something that very much reminds me of Virgil Finlay. That's beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful work. It might be a detail of something bigger, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's very well done. See how those lines are very, very well done. He keeps it's almost like lettering, man. He keeps the same spaces and stuff between certain parts, and then closes it up. So you get this like real feel of a wave going on. And that background is just fantastic. I love that. It's very consistent. He's got a very good consistency to his work. The only thing I would suggest, because and here we go again with that 12 panel thing. Again, it's very cool though. I see, I see where he's why he's doing it. For art like his, I kind of get it, but at the same time, it bugs me. I can't help it. But yeah, this is really well done. Look at how beautiful the use of pointillism in there is with the colored, I guess, marker, or I'm going to say marker. I'm going to say it's probably like marker, some sort of marker. Yeah, very, very good. And, the consistency is awesome. That's what I really love. Even the flat color, and when you look at it, he's got a really good sense of there's flat color and pointillism and line going out. Everything really balances out well. So that's very good. As I was saying, the only thing I would suggest, there we go again. Yeah. So I'm sensing a pattern here. The only thing I would suggest is really using really good reference and, man, changing it up a little bit. These designs are very good. That's fantastic. I really love this. And you can see the size of it. He's got the pen there for reference, and you can see what kind of pen he uses. I would use a different type of pen. That looks like a Faber-Castell. I don't like Faber-Castell because as nice and defined as these lines are, these things end up breaking up very fast. The pen nib or the pen tip. I would use what do you call it? A Pigma or a Stadler fine liner or pigment liner. Pigment liner for Pigma, fine liner I think for Stadler. Yeah, those would really crush it. He's getting good results, but I think these things don't last as long. So, I'm not trying to shit on Faber-Castell. Maybe I am a little bit. I don't know, but I don't find their products as good. Here we see again, here he's using a stippling technique. That's really great. Good. And again, stippling he's using it correctly, and I really admire that because a lot of people half-ass it. Or they don't understand what stippling is supposed to do, what the effect is supposed to be, and why it's used. Check out the crazy stippling there. That's insane, man. But again, I don't find this piece as awesome as that is. Don't find this piece works as well because the central image is hard to define. I it's a skull with glasses and perhaps a stylized mustache with a knife going through. I get it, but I think it could be more effective if everything was actually referenced better and or executed in a more direct way, in a way that's more identifiable. I get if that is the nose of the skull, it is very not I have to guess at that. I have to guess that that's a skull. I would kind of go in really find out how to draw a skull and really use stylize it, but really use a real skull. That's I think that would really improve the work here. Yeah, and some really great stuff. Like I said, it's hard to critique it, but again, that would benefit from as astonishing as that background is, and it is, and I love it. Again, the consistency is off the chart, man. There's so many people that would dog that, and but again, I think the knife here the knife hilt is a little too close to the. I actually think both. The top and bottom part of the knife is too close to the top and bottom. There's too much tension there. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to guess that that's some sort of a cloth. Well, maybe it's hair. I don't know. On the skull? Or maybe a cloth. I don't know. But that's the problem. And the skull is it's not. It's well executed, but the skull itself, the drawing of it is not strong. You can stylize stuff, but you have to at least get it right. And that's where I would really, okay, let me just say, there's nothing wrong with this, but I would really suggest doing better research on actual skull shapes, because even the shape of it is incorrect. So that would improve so much. I just love this. I love this so much. That's so brilliant. That really reminds me of Jeff Darrow art. Jeff Darrow, like a comic book artist who I love, who's incredibly detailed. Oh, and he's using a Pentel brush pen there. Awesome. One of the best pens on the market, and they don't pay me to say that, man. I just bought a new one today, actually. I bought a new one today and refills and everything, so I'm gonna crack that baby open soon. But I'm assuming he, obviously used the brush pen for the face. Beautiful, thick, thin lines in there. A really nice sensitivity and softness to the facial features, and that beard, man. All the hair is really, really, really well done. I love that. That's superb. There's another example of really, really cool, very well done hair, and there's pointillism in there too. Some really great stuff. I think we might almost be at the end of this one. So I am going to, I like this. Man, this is really cool. The skull actually is really well done. But, the effect of the skull is very well done. But if that skull were, a little more, corrected, or at least based on a real skull, and then sort of stylized and used, and the effect in there is so cool. You guys got to check out this individual's page and follow him, because he's great. And do that for everybody, guys. Really, man. There's so many great artists out there. There's another take, and another skull thing, and I you know what, I actually like this. I like this design better, But I'm gonna say, I'm gonna suggest branching out. There's an eye, and I can tell, that eye, as well as that eye inside is. That does not look like a real eye. I would really, really suggest using. That's kind of neat, But using reference and concentrating more on trying to get stuff right than stylizing it. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff here. But there's only so much I can critique with different critique. A lot of it is very similar. It's very design centric. So it's kind of hard to go, this one is so much different from the last one. Here, this is great because he's using text instead of line and pointillism. Obviously there's line in there, but he's using text. That's great. I would really, and he's got the Stadler and Pigma there pens. That's awesome. I would really concentrate on, kind of doing some of this kind of stuff. This is really interesting. So a little bit of diversity. I see a little bit of diversity down here. I guess he's done this too. Yeah, he has. That's great, man. That's great. I'd love to see more of this. This is fantastic. It's got the beautiful 1-point perspective, all those beautiful, beautiful colors in there. That's great. That's a real. You know what? That's a real breath of fresh air. Even this, that's a great painting. These are really good. But I'd love to see more of that stuff. This is great too. That's very stylized. And for this, you kind of don't need to be correct about it, because it's just a weird sort of drawing, a weird zombie-ish sort of thing. So you can kind of do whatever you want. And, here's maybe a self-portrait or a portrait. But yeah, it needs some work. But, maybe this is an earlier one, whatever. But again, more design stuff, more designy stuff. And yeah, so I'm gonna cut this one at this point. And now my hand is numb because I've been holding this camera the whole time. So I'm going to turn it around and see. We're going to turn it around now. And hey guys. So yeah, this one was great. Like I said, it was a little difficult to critique the same way I critique the other ones. But beautiful work, like really, really beautiful, consistent work. I would just try to diversify, maybe do some more like still life stuff, painting, drawing from life. The thing is, like, you can't, it's difficult to base a career on just one sort of thing that you do. It's possible, but I mean, it's harder, right? It's just going to be harder to do that. So I would try trying different things, trying new things, drawing still life, nature things, same kind of stuff I say to almost everybody, but it's what being an artist really means, man. Like it's trying different stuff. Don't pigeonhole yourself into one style or one subject matter or one sort of thing. Branch out and try to do other things and try to do those other things well too. So I look at this individual and I think, like, man, he's got such a strong work ethic. There's not a lot that I don't think he would be able to accomplish, So try doing that. Guys, thank you so much for watching.